And hey guys, how's it going? Right now I'm going to give you my top 10 movies of all time. Now, it's really hard to do a list like this, and I think anyone who's tried to, who is, a film lover or a music lover and they've tried to do it with their 10 best favourite songs of all time, or just anyone in general, you'll probably realise that this is a pretty hard thing to do. Now, this is as best as I could do it, but this is my top 10 movies of all time. We'll start off with number 10 now. This is My Dog Skip. Now, this movie I probably saw when I was about, I think it was just after it came out on DVD, but always struck me as just a really warm and heartfelt and very amazing little story just about my really boyhood and growing up and becoming a man. Really sad, well acted, beautifully done, and it's the end 5 to 10 minutes of this movie always probably get me a bit tearful, but I don't skip it. Number 10. Now number 9, we have the Melt movie, Street Trash. Now, I looked ages for this one quite a while ago, and I ended up getting it on Thornton EMI VHS from England, and about 5 or 6 years ago I found it on a 2-disc special Meltdown edition on DVD, and it's a fantastic movie. It's about homeless people drinking Deadly Viper, as it is known, this alcohol that the bottle shop owner found under the store, and he sells it for $1 a bottle, and it makes homeless people melt in all sorts of arrays of different colours, and it's definitely a trashy movie, definitely a horror movie, but it is a fantastic one. Street Trash, number 9. Now, number 8. This is on its own because, as you can see here, this is Peter Jackson's Brain Dead. Fantastic movie with, the director of Lord of the Rings did this, but this is a 3D pop-out cover. It is a little damaged, but it is an ex-rental, so it's in pretty good condition for an ex-rental. Great, probably one of the most violent and gory movies I've ever seen, but it is ridiculous, it is hilarious, it is amazing. I love this movie. Come on, we need an Australian DVD release of this. Why is it taking so long? This is a great movie with so much violence and so much gore and, awesome jokes. It's just a fantastic movie, but that is my number 8. Brain Dead. So now we have my number 7, and it is Donnie Brasco. Now, this movie, starring Al Pacino and Johnny Depp. It's a fantastic movie. Donnie Brasco, Johnny Depp is an undercover police officer going into the mob with Al Pacino, and this has some really awesome dialogue and awesome shots and some, great characters in it, and this is the extended edition. I used to have the normal edition. I possibly have it on VHS, but this just won out against Carlito's Way, which would almost be tied with this movie, but I had to pick Donnie Brasco just because it's killer. It's just awesome. Number 6. Ooh, I'm gonna keep you in a bit of suspense for this one. This is Tim Burton's Edward Scissorhands. Now, this was, again, a childhood favourite. It was, a fantastic movie. Has a lot of heart, it's beautifully crafted, and Vincent Price is in it, and it's just, a real beautiful modern fairy tale, and the end just makes me really upset as well, but it's a fantastic movie. Great, it's just great. It's just got, beautiful, scenery, acting, storyline, and just some good morals in it as well, which is what every fairy tale really needs. Alright. Now, number 5. I give you Amelie. Now, I had this on VHS on DVD a while ago, but, I've updated it to Blu-ray because it's a beautiful movie with some beautiful colours in it. This is Amelie. Just a movie about life, I guess you could call it. Just fantastic little characters, great scenery, It just really is probably one of the most heartwarming films I can think of, and it's just amazing. Jean-Pierre Jeunet, sorry, he's the master, and almost put City of Lost Children on this list, but I had to pick Amelie instead, just because, you know, it is a fantastic movie. Now we'll go on to number 4, which is Brian De Palma's The Untouchables. As you can see here, I've got this on Blu-ray and DVD. Bought it on Blu-ray after I got it on DVD. Couldn't bear to get rid of it on DVD just because it's got this cool book in it and stuff, but this is a great movie. I love the sets, I love the soundtrack. Ennio Morricone, the best, you know, soundtrack person ever, if you ask me. Great lines, great scenes. It's just, I can always watch this movie and get something new out of it. It's just a great movie. You know, Kevin Costner and pretty much breakout performance. Sean Connery delivered some of my favourite lines in cinema history in this movie, and it's just fantastic. And people love Goodfellas a lot more than Untouchables, but I have to disagree. Untouchables is my favourite mob movie ever. You know, I love Donnie Brasco and Carlito's Way. They are almost, you know, Carlito's Way is almost in my top 10. Donnie Brasco is, but Untouchables is just a fantastic movie. Can watch it all the time. Always get something new out of it as well. Now my number 3, I'm going with Lars von Trier. He's probably arguably my favourite director, but Dancer in the Dark. Now, this movie gave me some terrible post-traumatic stress sort of things. Everything that can go wrong for this poor girl, Björk, Salma, in the movie goes wrong for her. This isn't a happy movie. It's a fairy tale, I guess you could say. This is part of Lars von Trier's Golden Heart trilogy. The first one being Breaking Waves, the second Idiots. This is the end chapter. But yeah, this movie is just bleak, dark, but again, it's got some scenes of just real beauty, and I don't think I've ever cried as much as I ever have in any movie as in this movie. It's just fantastic. It's brilliant. Alright, so that's my 3rd favourite movie in this whole wide world. Alright, number 2. Now, this was my number 1 for so long, and still could possibly be my number 1, but I'd say this movie is my number 1 favourite thing. It's not my number 1 favourite movie, but it's my number 1 favourite thing of all time, but it's Ghost World. I have this tattooed on me, this script here. I love it that much, but it's just a fantastic little movie. People say it's about nothing, but I say it's about everything, because it's about life, really, isn't it? It's just, you know, it's just got some really great sparky humour from Steve Buscemi and Thora Birch in this as Enid, and it's got one of Scarlett Johansson's first adult roles in this as Rebecca. But this movie has just changed with me over time. You know, I used to, you know, feel like I was Enid, and now I feel a bit more like I'm Seymour, in a sad, weird way. But I love this movie. I love this director, Terry Zwigoff. You know, him and Lars von Trier battle it out in my book as the 2 best directors of all time. But this is fantastic. I love this movie. I love the graphic novel. Yeah, I just love it. It's really dear to me and got me through a lot of shit, and, you know, pretty much helped me grow up, this movie did. And now we have my number 1 favourite movie of all time, which is Cinema Paradiso. Now, the score, the scenery, just the whole thing, the whole love of cinema, it just akens to me. This is a beautiful, beautiful movie. This is the normal cut here on Blu-ray. It's just, you know, any cinema lover will understand and love this movie. It's just got a lot of heart, a lot of magic and comedy. It never takes itself too seriously. But yeah, it is cinema. This is my 4-disc collector's edition, which has got the normal cut, the director's cut, a making of, and the soundtrack, which, you know, Ennio Morricone, again, he's just the master of soundtracks, and this is just such a beautiful movie. I hold it very dear to me, but I love this movie so much. You know, just the end of it is just, you know, with the destruction of the cinema. The director's cut I love. I've heard people say they don't like it, but I tend to actually really enjoy the director's cut. You know, I also like both cuts, but the director's cut is what I'd rather watch. But then again, because I've only got the normal cut on Blu-ray, I do watch it on that now because the Sicilian scenery just looks so brilliant in high def, in, you know, 1070p. It's just amazing. But yes, that is my top 10 favourite movies of all time. I will be having an update soon, and possibly have a couple more of these fun little videos going through certain favourites of mine. Alright, until next time, see ya.